The blue side, which is SRU, banned Kali, Ezreal, Ari, Braum, and Brand. And the red side, Penn State, banned Darius, Vagar, Ornn, Nocturne, and Thresh.
I can understand why the Ornn and Nocturne and Thresh banned out, but I don't really understand the Vagar. He's not really that strong these upcoming patches.
Well, SRU's mid laner Frostflower11 plays a good amount of Vagar. Very strong pick. Probably very scary on her match history, so I can see why they might have been a little scared of that pick. But to be honest, I think her Syndra's better. But
yeah, I think Syndra's much better champion overall.
Oh yeah, for sure. At the long range poke CC and everything.
Yeah.
Darius doesn't make sense at all because B-Woods, I haven't seen him ever play Darius.
Have you seen a lot of Maokai from him?
Maokai I think is a relatively new pickup, but strong champion nonetheless.
Alright, so you can see everything now? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna get into the game here.
Alright, let's see it.
I know Rakan's starting to be a very, very strong pick.
Oh yeah, Rakan's just a nasty pick. So much hard engage along with so much peel capability. He's the perfect support, really.
That's pretty much it. I mean, Braum would have been good too with Lucian in this situation.
True, that was one of the bans, which is why they didn't end up picking him up.
So it looks like it might be a level 1 invade.
Got a scuffle here in the river brush, and looks like both teams will just back off. Double ward in the bush, classic.
Classic.
Ooh, they might be looking to invade here. Lux there goes wide.
Yeah, looks like nothing's gonna happen.
Just back off. Looks to me like red team was planning on invading further until they ran into blue team in the river there.
Looks like any team could have happened.
And for those watching who don't know, my friend here is Cake, and I'm actually the Warwick who's playing right now. I'm the team captain of the League of Legends team. I decided to do a guest appearance to stream the game or cast the game.
It looks like Gragas came late to blue buff. Gonna hurt the team
I'm not sure what he was doing. Maybe some nerves for the game. Looks like Warwick will finish up the buff way sooner. He'll be quite ahead off of that, I think.
He has a very strong lead, very fast player. Now, why did you go after Wraiths?
There wasn't necessarily a reason. It was just kind of there.
There's much better pathing wise, as you could have went to red. Yeah, you even have to waste your smile on that. Why didn't you could have went to red, immediately go to wolves, then you could done a scuttle to blue, and then you had a choice of the ganking mid or top. And if you didn't do that, you could have went to blue, then you could have went all the way down to Raptors, walked all the way up to jungle, or you could have ganked bot lane. So why didn't you follow any of those paths, which are the new meta that are coming out right now?
Fair points. I think something that went through my head was just that I lose a lot of HP on Raptors, and I gain a lot of HP on other camps. So I can just lose all that HP on Raptors and then go and heal from all the rest of them. Well, we might have a little battle over the Scuttle Crab here. Grog is coming in. Looks like he might want to get it. 800 health on it. Ooh, trade mid. Just a little poke back and forth. And Warwick will secure the Scuttle Crab.
I'm surprised there was no rotate from mid lane. Well, Bong had a very big wave coming in. She was right here. She could have roamed up, probably got a free kill off you.
Well, maybe not a free kill, but she had just used all of her abilities on that trade with Syndra, so Oh, that might be a solo kill. Oh, barrier. All right, blocks the ignite ticks. That was a little close. Cinder's gotta watch it versus that LeBlanc.
Yeah, but she does have the wave pushing up. She might be able to freeze it if she does it right. But does look like she's gonna push it in really
Looks
far.
like she just wants to shove it back. Yeah.
I wonder if Gragas might be looking for a top gank because Maokai's pushed up really far.
That's a good opportunity in my book.
Does Maokai have any wards up right now? He does have one. Probably pushed up a little bit too far without the vision.
Gragas coming up top. Oh, stun goes way wide. Looks like he's just gonna walk out of here.
Yeah, Maokai buff did help him there as Irelia spammed a couple of abilities to get him a free heal.
Yeah, that stun was a little little bronze right there.
Looks like bot lane's giving us some trouble from the very offensive lane by Caitlyn and Lux.
Rather it looks like Poke's probably getting to him right now. The Lux is pretty much though right now, which is interesting.
It'd probably be a perfect time to go in on Caitlyn. If she walks up to get this cannon, Rakan should engage right here.
Oh, they're playing aggressively. He got hit by the snare. That's quite a bit of damage. Gonna scare him off right there. Lux emotes. Okay. No BM, not at all.
There we go.
It's like a pretty standard game so far.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's pretty even in CS.
Another trade coming in the mid lane.
Might be a kill.
Oh, but look.
It doesn't have any abilities.
Like they'll just be trading back and forth. Low health bars. Look bot, look bot. Gragas coming in for the Rakan. First blood. Whoa.
Whoa.
What happened there?
Let's jump back a little bit. About 30 seconds. Lucian is gonna go for a deep ward. Knows Gragas is bot.
Spot Gragas. I see him coming into the river.
Lux gets the.
Oh, then Rakan gets hit by the snare. It goes in. Oh, he saw. And then he flashes on top of the Caitlyn.
Oh, but Caitlyn.
That's Lucian heal as well. Gragas coming around the edge and jumps in. E flash for the kill. Wow.
First blood goes to red team.
So use Rakan kind of choking there for a little bit.
Lucian is kind of pushed up, knowing that Gragas did already come bot lane.
Oh, I got hit by the snare.
Gragas is coming again.
Gragas has no flash. Lucian flashes up. Warwick coming in for the counter gank.
Warwick does go.
Oh, we got teleport coming in. Maokai's coming down.
Yeah, Maokai.
Might get a kill into the Gragas here. Trade back. Look at Lux. Look at Lux. Ooh,
Lucian
double kill for
kill.
Lucian. That's big.
Caitlyn does seem like she's gonna get away. Maybe as Warwick goes in.
Oh, Warwick sent a blood.
Fear comes out. Flash by Maokai. Maokai does W.
Oh, that's it.
Flash. Now this should be a free dragon right here.
Oh, that's a 3-0 Lucian in 6 minutes. I'll take it over anything. And they'll pick up the Cloud Drake as well.
Lucian gonna be 700 gold up from Caitlyn. 5 CS down. 4.
If you look at the unspent gold from the Lucian though. Ooh, I really might be getting the first turret here.
Yeah, looks like Maokai TP did do them some good as they'll get first tower. Gives really a good decent lead against Maokai as Maokai's down. A lot of CS. First
looks like that'll bring the gold lead or gold lead back to normal or
even.
Dead even 11k across the board.
Yeah, but Irelia is a very strong champion that you do not want to get fed early game. He has a very strong presence. Sure. Lucian might want to be careful here. Half health and out of mana. A
little bit low. He's got no mana.
Don't think he did not back and buy at all. Probably should back out of this cannon wave.
He's really greeding out of the CS. He's gotta watch it.
He probably should
coming in. Ooh.
That's close. He probably should back soon or either now. There's no point of wasting a free death. Gragas does look like he's coming for a gank.
Gragas
Maokai.
hanging in the try. They're gonna spot him with the ward. Looks like the two Penn State bot laners really want this kill right now. They're tossing everything in their way. He's finally gonna recall. Smart choice. Maybe a little late, but still a smart choice.
Could be a little trade going out, or really gets stunned. W's going out, rooted.
Just
It
top
really
lane
goes all in.
things. Oh, he's gonna commit
Ooh.
the ultimate. Wait, Lucian just died. Oh, and the Rakan just died. What are we missing?
And we'll get back to it in a second. Is really gonna be able to get the kill?
Looks like Maokai might go down here.
Might be a
Having a rough time.
kill.
Oh, out of nowhere, the Warwick comes. Flash ult.
And that is
that's a good kill
from Warwick. Alright, let's go back and see what happened over bot side. Alright, so Lucian apparently did not back whatsoever.
Looks like he was working. Looks like he's gonna stay for another wave. Wow.
Caitlyn does have.
That's real risky.
He's just gonna wave, but Caitlyn does have BF sword above. Oh, Lux gets the charm
and
out,
he's
gets
gonna
the E,
walk
get the Q
into
off.
the snare. That's rough. And then the Caitlyn ult on the Rakan.
Greeting for that CS. Really not a smart thing to do. Is Caitlyn's still gonna be up in CS, but that does give her a major helpful against Lucian. There's the kill.
Looks like they'll throw the lead a little bit that they had going there. I gotta watch it. 3-0 Lucian, you don't want to play around with 2k gold in your pocket.
Wonder what he's gonna pick up. Storm Razor?
Oh, he just buys the Storm Razor outright.
I'm surprised he didn't go for a more tanky approach into a Lux and Caitlyn. Going for
Lucian does have a lot of mobility to dodge out on the Lux snares and the CC that they do have.
Yeah, but you might want to get a little tanky because they are a poking team comp. Probably a little bit more health would have been more advantage.
Perhaps, but whenever you have an Irelia and a Gragas, you definitely want to have the damage to shred through those tanks. We're getting a little banter in the chat going here. Man, that Lux is just throwing everything on cooldown. We got a little trade here in the mid. W way to safety.
Gragas should be looking for some mid as Syndra is getting pushed up.
Looks like he might just recall. He doesn't have his flash back up, so he doesn't have a huge threat on the Syndra because she can just E him away if he tries to E into her.
Ooh, bot lane's
Are we gonna get another big skirmish here bot lane?
So let's see what else happened here.
These four are going at it.
Ooh,
like
Lux does get the snare off. Lux ulti off.
Oh, we're gonna get hit by another snare.
Getting the snare off.
Committing the heal.
Does
Ults into the shield. Doesn't really get much HP for it. Lux wastes the snare. Warwick sitting around. Comes in with the fear. The Lux flash. Exhaust won't get on him. Goes on to Caitlyn. Looks like
snare does hit on Rakan.
Looks like they have to back off.
Should be able to get the spink ward.
And then ults back in. Misses the Lux. Wide. Blocks the ult. Gragas coming in.
Oh, that should be a death on Warwick.
That's real unfortunate.
That's
gets knocked back into the two bot laners and taken down. That was an interesting ult. He looked like Lux should have been in range of it, but he went a little bit too far to the left. And they'll get another turret for that.
Yeah, they are going to be up in about 1k gold.
That'll be 2 turret advantage towards Penn State. Oh, getting a little action in the top lane. Might get a solo kill onto Maokai, and there it is. That's something you see every day. Maokai solo killing Irelia, yeah. Khan looking to cause some mischief.
I messed up.
What are we doing?
Should be all good here.
Warwick coming in for this. Ooh! Gragas with a little mistimed smite there.
Overall duo. Okay.
A little trading back and forth, despite their recent lack of success. They're still not afraid to jump up and do some poke damage, which is good to see. Confidence is a huge part of it.
I might have rewinded you back a little bit too far. Hold on. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're looking for the solo kill. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the soul kill. There we go.
And I really will go in with the stun.
Alright, Malachi starts off. Or starts off the ulti.
Starts off with the ult. All right.
Alright, W goes out. Probably a waste on that W. Probably should have negated a little bit more damage in that. The E proc does get out from Bush, doing a little bit extra more damage. Stun does get done. Q goes in.
It's another stun. He's been behind on health the whole time. The ult comes out. Does some damage
Q
he can't get out
just
of
hits
those
him.
minions, and then finishes it off with the Q. Max range, it looks like.
Recon complete.
Alright, it should be fixed now.
Just some vision trading. And I really will actually teleport top lane whenever there's no pressure from the Maokai. That's a big waste.
Finally gets the pink with bot lane. Fun going up. Really is 0-2 getting really behind. Still up on farm from top lane. Jungle, Warwick is up. A little bit of farm, not much, probably by at least 3 camps. LeBlanc and Syndra still not putting any pressure on the map.
If you look at the teleports, though, I really just used her.
Goes
Oh,
in,
we gotta
gets a
kill
free
up your
kill
bot
on
lane.
Lux.
Wow.
As Lux tried to go for a risky wood play.
That was quite the balls of that Lux to walk up to that bush.
Yeah, she should.
They had seen all 3 members in the river there. Going for a defend here. Looks like they might get Lucian. Oh no, they'll turn it around on the Gragas. That's a 2 for 0.
LeBlanc is going for the
spoke too soon. LeBlanc comes in and assassinates the Lucian. Looks like he jumped over that wall a bit too ambitiously. Warwick might be in trouble. Looks like he might just walk away. Blanc's gonna follow him. And he's gonna keep following them.
Blanc is going really deep.
Warwick at the bait.
Off.
Baits him into Syndra. Where's the outplay button? There it is.
Probably a little bit.
On the Syndra there. That was a ambitious chase.
Yeah, she went really far for no reason. Oh, Lux. Rakan gets caught out, gets a free kill. Another 1v1 might be going out.
It's like just some trade damage back and forth.
They are still even on gold. As Maokai only used 100 gold up from my Irelia right now.
We're getting to another fight here. Does have the Gragas to back her up. He's gonna smartly back away there. And Gragas finishes red buff.
Tempest fugitive, scumbag.
Boop.
I see you.
See what items people are picking up right now. Maokai getting the obviously choice of full tank.
Getting those ninja tabbies to help reduce the damage from all those Irelia auto attacks.
I'm surprised.
Laser precision.
They probably could have swapped mid lane, top lane. Probably put more pressure on the Maokai as he built full armor instead of Syndra looking coming out. Lux ult comes out, misses. Syndra wasting barrier.
Oh, hard engage into the bot lane. Ooh.
Ooh, let's rewatch that again.
That was good.
That was quick,
Gotta
fast.
get a better camera angle there. I Like Caitlyn and Lux are pretty far up. They don't have much vision. They're gonna set it up.
Rakan goes all in, gets a full combo off. Warwick goes in with his ulti, gets all full fear off. Now goes in with his ulti, gets all of them with his ulti as they get a full wombo combo off. And that's Mountain Drag for free.
That was a very nice engage. Recognize that they were caught out and pull the trigger effectively. Warwick and Rakan just flying in there. They never had a chance. Caitlyn died. Caitlyn and Lux both died with their flashes.
Yeah, but they also got some.
Might be getting straight onto Rift Herald. SRU knows though they'll be coming up to stop him, and they will smartly back off. Looks like they might start it up themselves actually. Gragas doesn't want to let that happen.
They're probably going a little
Gonna
bit
come
too
in and
deep.
try to cause some trouble. I think we're good. They're just gonna back off of it. It starts up again. I think a sapling procced it. LeBlanc's on the bot turret. They gotta send someone back.
Now, tower situation.
Maybe?
PSU does have more turrets. 2 more turrets than.
I don't think they see the LeBlanc. They gotta send someone. There's Maokai recall.
Yeah, there's 3 people mid, not
That
doing
turret's
much.
at half HP.
Ult goes out, Lux ult got but misses the Lucian.
I think they made a call to try to get a trade turret, but the wave clear is just too much on.
Yeah, Lux with the ulti.
side.
Lux with the ulti is really far. With
Lucian's
Gragas.
gonna watch it here. Gragas does have his flash.
Yeah, a lot of damage going out. Is
Like
Predator
they
up?
might be setting up for another
Predator's
engage.
not up right now.
They do have vision of the Warwick, so they'll be privy to that ult.
I think LeBlanc should probably just
Looks
take
like they
bot
might
lane.
turn something onto the LeBlanc. Nope, she's gonna run away to safety. Looks like SRU's kind of floundering. They knew that LeBlanc was on that turret and they wanted to try to trade it for something, but then they couldn't really get any windows into the mid turret or a fight. And LeBlanc's gonna come back down to the turret. They gotta send someone real quick, or else that thing might just go down.
It's just gonna go
Yeah,
down.
she's just gonna get this turret.
They do finally notice.
Blue team's turret has been
They might
destroyed.
over rotate though. Getting
Looks like they'll notice her backing off and just stick around mid. They gotta really watch that. They gotta send someone to block those split pushes, or else that's gonna turn into a gold leak real fast.
Now they should know
And
they're
State's starting up
rotating
the
by
Rift
this
Herald
ward.
again. SRU staying together. The Rakan
Warwick
with the
misses
engage
ulti.
onto the Gragas. He will go down. Will they be able to turn on the Aurelia? No, they won't.
Rift Herald will reset.
Looks like Maokai's gonna start recalling to get this LeBlanc, who's on the inhib turret now. Look Aurelia, look Aurelia. Oh, stop the recall. He's gotta back up. Farther than that. It will get the
Ooh.
stun off, but his recall's canceled again. And again. He's gotta really get back there. They're gonna lose an inhib turret at 18 minutes for a Rift Herald. That's some
Blue
real
team's
mismanagement of resources right there.
Blue team's turret.
She's just gonna start on the inhib. Looks like Maokai will show up to force her off though, but
She might still go for it. I mean, no one's there to really back her up. They know everyone's there. Lucian goes back. She's just gonna back off then. Really putting a lot of pressure.
State's going for a 1-3-1 comp with 2 split pushers and a good defensive core in the mid lane to stop any pushes, and SRU's got to figure out how to deal with that, or they're gonna have a real rough time.
Baron is going up in 1 minute.
Yep, and there'll be more pressure on the map that both teams have to work around. Hopefully we'll see some better management of resources, because currently SRU's up in kills and looks like they're dominating. Wow, that's embarrassing.
You probably dragged it out a little bit too far there.
Yep, classic. But yeah, like I was saying, SRU's tends to be doing team fights a lot better. They are coming up ahead on trade or kill trades and fights, but this macro is just, it's falling apart.
Yeah, it feels like whenever they get a good
damage trade between LeBlanc and Maokai. It's kind of even. Maokai might be coming out on top here. Ignite comes out. Root, the flash. Is she gonna get away? She's gonna try her best. Looks like she will walk out of there. It's a little close though.
Now I did notice SRU does not have much after team fighting. They don't have any waves pushed up as they have to push their own waves out. Probably should definitely keep management on that. Ooh, 1v1 versus
Skirmish here
Warwick.
top lane.
Uses ulti.
Oracle commit the ult.
She gets stun off.
Will get the stun. Will he decide to chase? No, he will clear the wave. Probably smart as he doesn't have all that much vision here in the river.
Yeah, Gragas kind of sat there. If we go back 15 seconds, I think he sat there for good.
He was taking the Rift Scuttlers. Oh, well I guess he did just stand in the bush.
He kind
I
of
think he was trying to think of whether he should go mid or top, I think is why.
Ooh,
Lucian dodges in aggressively to get some poke damage and won't get punished for it. Gragas coming along the side here. Lucian's in trouble.
Ooh,
He will go down, and Blanc 1v1's the Maokai on the bottom side of the map too.
Flash goes out by
Caitlyn flashes in aggressively to get the Rakan. Syndra's going really low. Warwick here.
Caitlyn does have ulti.
Down. Flash snare, dodges. Oh, fancy feet.
Ooh,
Gets around the snare, dodges the Gragas E. That was something.
Runic
And then right there, he timed his E on that Caitlyn crit so it wouldn't shoot him down below too much damage either. Wow.
Runic Echoes did get the kill on Syndra.
I see you.
Oh, did it bounce off of... Did it bounce off of Warwick to get the kill? That's...
Yeah, it did. You wanna see it?
That's rough. Yeah, let's see that again. Let's see that whole thing again. That was some good mechanics right there. Dodging out on all that damage. He comes in for the aggressive Q, gets Caitlyn's heal.
Predator
Gonna
goes
run
out.
away from the Predator, dodges the Lux snare while simultaneously dodging the Gragas E. That was some impressive fancy feat right there. They still came out on the bottom of that trade though, regardless of how impressive that was. They gotta put a stopper on this gold leaker. They're gonna be in some real trouble.
Laser precision.
Should be good now. Lucian ult does go out, does get the peel. Lucian might be able to catch
do something on
Kate.
the Caitlyn here. They do have the Gragas around the side. I don't think it would be smart. Looks like Penn State has about a 3k gold lead after all this, which is admittedly not that much for 5 turrets.
Definitely making them
A
getting
little
more
bit
lead though.
from that. Kills are relatively even now because of that last fight. SRU's got to find something, or this game might spiral out of control.
No escape.
Definitely, everyone's even on CS but bot lane ADCs as Caitlyn's 30 CS up.
Penn State will pick up the Drake.
Roadhog does come out.
Warwick called onto the Lux, catches him out. Ooh, Lucian almost goes down to the low on the side there. They did get a pick off. That probably means this mid turret, which is definitely good. Get on the board for the turrets, and they'll come down mid with this Rift Tail. Will they be able to get a second one? They're definitely gonna try for it. Lucian's gotta watch.
Probably gonna give it up. Probably gonna try to get most picks off.
Looks like they will be able to get it.
Ooh,
kill onto Caitlyn. Wow, that was a good stun. She was focusing on killing the minions in the Rift Herald, and she wasn't watching where she was standing.
Overextended a little too hard there.
Syndra scattered the weak right into her face. And of course, the classic outplay button.
Classic misdirection.
That's the block.
Still a good line nonetheless.
Looks like that will bring the golds a little bit closer. They're now at about 2k. Rakan getting some pressure onto him from the LeBlanc. Lux is CSing mid. classic mage support.
She's getting a lot of CS now. Almost up 30 CS. It's gonna help her just a little bit.
Ooh, Caitlyn.
Sucks. Yeah, she's getting more
Oh,
CS.
yeah. Give her a little bit of the gold, but won't do too much. Looks like we got the tops tangoing in the bot lane. LeBlanc's coming up to the top to pick up that new wave that just arrived. It's like the game's cooling down a little bit right now.
I am surprised that really has not picked up at least the AT mod. It does give her a little extra damage plus the attack reset.
It looks like she's gonna go for her Sterax first. She's a little worried about how tanky she is, which I can understand. Into SRU's team.
Mid's going up.
Getting a little fight there. They initiated onto the Caitlyn, who's pushed up way too far again.
Scumbag.
Watch out
this
again.
Chromatic brain
Warwick
injury.
standing there and Caitlyn's walking up aggressively versus him. You can't do this. The flash ult. Wow, that was good.
What kind of goes
And then
all
the
in?
follow-up ults, and she doesn't even have a chance. It looks like the follow-up on those. Ooh,
Stun.
that scatter of the week was real close. Looks like they will finish off this turret though, regardless of the ult. They might be able to turn it on to Baron here if they see the opportunity. Looks like they are. Looks like they are headed that direction. I think they're gonna start up the Baron.
They might, yeah.
I think that's a good play because Caitlyn maybe not. Oh, they're going for the LeBlanc. She's split pushing. I couldn't see her. The root comes up and another root. She's gonna take off along the bot and and flashes the
away.
scatter of the week.
Probably just gonna get away with
She
her
might make it out of
ability.
here.
Yeah, she got more than
They
3/4
don't know
health
whether
down.
to commit to chase or not. I wouldn't. Now she's hitting the ward. Another miss on the scatter of the week and
Ooh, Aurelia's gonna
like-
get a pick. Aurelia goes all in.
the
Aurelia
trade
gets
here.
health off.
2v2 trade. The flash E.
Ooh.
Ooh, and then it looks like Warwick will trade another kill out onto the Aurelia, but that's a double kill right there. Both bot laners dead.
They're probably not gonna get a. Ooh. Sun goes out.
Oh,
Maka
the
goes
flash
in on the
onto
Lux.
Lux?
Lux does look like. Ooh, Lux does get out with the
That
flash.
was a good flash.
Ooh, LeBlanc is going for the inhib
Blocked
though.
by him. Again, this has just been repeating. It's like a broken record with this LeBlanc bot lane. Just split pushing. She's not even a good split pushing champion. It's just. I don't know if it's unfortunate circumstances where they can never recall, but she's just been getting free time on these objectives, which is not something you want to do. They're down an inhib whenever they've been winning team fights now.
Cinder does get low.
Just getting some pressure from Caitlyn. Not looking good. They're gonna have to deal with that extra pressure bot lane because of that inhib now, and they really gotta watch it because the next thing to fall is Nexus turrets, and you can't lose those. Not like this. Not like this.
Does look like gonna be a little farm just pushing out lanes.
We'll send Maokai down to deal with this super minion lane now, but I don't know if he'll be able to consistently take them down in time. Maokai is not exactly known for his DPS. If anything, they should really put a damper on things and wait till this inhib comes back up to try to make plays because that's going to be a lot of pressure that they have to deal with. Looks like Penn State not making much of it right now.
Oh, Lucian is
They
getting
might start
low.
grouping mid lane though. Might get a scuffle in the river here. We got a lot of members from both teams. Rakan's got to watch. Got to come over the wall into safety.
Countermeasures engaged.
There's not a lot of SRU vision here. They got to be real careful.
Exhale and fire.
Maokai is still in the bot lane, split pushing up. Might be able to get that turret if they leave him there. Oof.
Dragon is coming up.
To deal with the Irelia, they'll start at the Mountain Drake. Looks like Warwick wants to try to steal it, or maybe they might just be able to go over here and force them off. He's got to take that plant.
Let's go out. Oh, he misses the
Red
smite.
team will get the dragon.
But that does look like a Baron that they might try to force.
And now that Gragas is dead, if they think they can win the overall team fight, then that's a Baron that they don't really have an answer to. The Lux combo can be an effective smite, but you gotta time it really well. Looks like they'll just go for some mid pressure here. The two people that were top lane did recall, so they don't have to worry about a mage pewing the objectives to death. LeBlanc sitting here on the side though. Lux ult comes out to clear the wave. Smart move.
Really does go in really hard, but the
Oh,
stun
but
does
look at
get all
that
three of
stun
them.
though. The 3-man scatter the weak to stop that engage. Very
Oh.
good out of Syndra right there. They gotta back and get these super minions. There's 2 of them on the
Bot lane
Nexus turret. Now,
is
okay, maybe
getting a lot
on
of
to save
pressure
it,
on.
but he does not do the damage required to kill these things fast.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Penn State's gonna go towards the Baron here. They're gonna start it up. Khan's gotta be careful.
Kana's getting kind of greedy.
Will go. He does have a lot of dashes to use. They are starting up the Baron.
The time
They know Maokai's bot. Maokai does have teleport, so he can join the fight here. Warwick's gonna walk up.
Does
Takes
get
the Lux
stunned.
combo.
Full
He might be in
combo
trouble.
up.
He's in the middle of the team. Excellent Rakan ulti stops the damage onto the Warwick though. He ults onto the Irelia and he will go down. You gotta watch the little Blanc on the back here. She's dead. Full ace. 5 for 0 onto SRU. That was an excellent team fight.
Yeah, let's go break it down, see what happened.
We'll pick up the Baron off of that too.
Let's break all this down, see what happened from the very beginning.
Break it down. Sorry.
Alright.
Rakan just doing
So
some
they are
cheeky
turning
poke
vision.
damage.
They do
And
start
They
Baron.
start up the Baron here, and red team knows they're coming because they got wards all throughout here. Oric's gonna walk up with the damage reduction.
Vision
to
does come
block
out.
the-
Lux ulti does
They're
come
gonna-
out.
They're gonna go
Gragas?
full onto the Warwick here, and it'll group them up so that Rakan can get in there with a 3-person ulti. And then Irelia tries to jump into a Warwick ult, and then Syndra's just popping off here, gets the one-shot onto the Gragas, and then outplay buttons the LeBlanc, and that's just it.
Yeah, and
Just so
that
you know,
goes-
SRU was at a gold deficit before that fight, and that was just...
yeah,
I think
I'm,
Penn State's problem is that they went so hard on a Warwick right there because they wanted to stop him getting up for the smite, and they just forgot about the rest of the team of SRU, and they just came in and
yeah.
showed them why you don't do that.
I know Maokai did come in pretty strong with the ultimate, getting the final cleanup on about 3 champions as he got on.
Oh yeah,
But-
overall that team fight from SRU was
Red team
very clean, I think.
Yeah, very well done. Very well placed. Does look like they're gonna
Pick up the
reset though.
top turret and push in the wave, and Lux will ult the Baroned up minions, which is a little ineffective. They gonna get out? Yep. And they will reset here, defend bot lane. That inhib is coming up relatively soon, so they'll be able to
Okay, just picking up
get a
your
little
buff.
bit more pressure off of that.
Jungler's coming up. Inhibitor did respawn. Don't have to worry about much about bot lane.
Yep.
Bonk gonna be
Penn State's
picking
gotta
up
be
blue.
worried here. That's
Lucian picking up red.
SRU's been showing teamfight dominance and 5v5s this whole game, and now they have a Baron buff on top of it. They gotta be real careful here. They could lose some serious turrets. Looks like we're gonna get rotate up top, maybe get some picks onto the Irelia and Gragas here. And they'll back away safely. Oh, Lucian going aggressively, gets the Lux flash. That was a little unnecessary, I think. She had her Caitlyn to back her up. They might just hard gauge this. Warwick comes flying out of nowhere with
Oh,
that
Rakan
ult.
does get the pick off on
Rakan
Lux.
will follow up on the Lux, and they will pick her up too. But well timed. What's it called? Powerball? No, that's a lottery. Whatever. Gragas will just push Warwick farther into his face, and They're gonna get an easy inhib off here. They might go for the end here. You could probably get at least a Nexus turret. If not, they don't really have a lot of minions. Looks like they might wait for this wave.
It might be
No,
able to
they
be
will
ended
back
here.
Oh no, they're gonna rotate top and get that second tier turret. Smart choice. Maokai set up the wave to be there right in time, and
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
that's 2 turrets and an inhib. All because the Penn State bot lane, again, this is the 3rd time they're pushed up way too far, and SRU utilizes that Warwick pick. It's just been textbook. Like, Caitlyn walks up too far,
See you.
Warwick comes flying in with the ult. He's been really good with these all game. From that
He did miss a
flash ult
few.
onto the Irelia top lane early game to save the Maokai from getting traded on, and then 3 times now to start off the fight. So he runs in, whether it's a flash ult or just super speedy Bloodhound Warwick comes out of nowhere. If you look, he's 10-1.
He is. Inferno Drake is gonna be the next Drake. Very important Drake to contest.
For sure. In this game, if Penn State isn't careful, it's gonna end right
really
here.
does go in. Maokai ult does come out. Maokai
Warwick
ult comes
ults
out,
onto the
getting 2
Caitlyn in the
people.
backline, just one-shots her. Literally alt Q and she dies. That's just an entire member out of the fight, and they're gonna turn on the Aurelia and shut her down. I think that's it. It's a block against the world.
None of them were marked or for 30 seconds. It does look like LeBlanc getting cut out, and that should be game.
But will not get him, and LeBlanc will go down. That's game 2 SRU. Wow. That was a really questionable initiation from Irelia there.
Yeah.
Penn State had such a good lead early, and they just
They did. They got free inhibitor pretty much, no play, but their team comp did not match up to SRU's.
their macro play in general. They weren't very good at grouping around the things that mattered when they did. I think the only things that they really got that whole game were those things that LeBlanc split pushed and a turret here and there that they managed to get off of a 2v2 trade they got. But overall, I think that whole every 5v5 team fight or close to went the way of SRU quite decisively.
It did.
They had a really good team fight comp, and I think Penn State was doing really well whenever they were doing the 1-3-1 strat where split push, make SRU sweats, like who do we send? What do we do? And that's why they ended up getting all those objectives, but then they decided to stop doing that and group as 5 versus SRU's 5, which was not a good idea.
Definitely. Now let's get up with game 3.
Yep.
Be coming in. Now, as we're in the loading screen here, what are the bans for this one?
Alright, for this game, it looks like Red Team will ban off the Warwick first pick. Looks like they do not want to deal with that again. Fair choice. Nocturne ban 2, they'll ban the Vhagar again, and the Syndra this time. And it will also ban Kha'Zix, which is that's one of my picks, and they're apparently scared of it. And for SRU's bans, they'll ban Akali, Ahri, Ezreal, Lucian, and the Caitlyn. From what I could tell, Akali and Ahri are pretty big pocket picks of the top and mid laners of Penn State, so they really don't want to see those.
Does look like SRU does have the better team comp to win team fights, but PSU does have the team comp to get really good picks really fast with a good team fight potential. But let's see how this game plays.
I'm not so sure. Team fight for these two team comps is pretty even, actually. You got the Rakan again, which
Rakan is a very hard
they banned
engage.
the Warwick. they banned the Warwick there, which was a very smart choice because, I mean, I was just dominating with Warwick that game, 12-1. But they left the Rakan up, and Rakan was also doing some work that game. Most of it was ended up being follow-up duty onto the Warwick ults just because they have more range, but they were on point nonetheless. And no invades. Invades are fun.
Too bad we didn't see any matchup or anything. Bot lane does look like they're gonna show themselves, so they should know that you are starting red buffs or raptors first.
Yep, and this is my pretty classic Kane path. I always start on the side of raptors because you can take them just so fast.
Does look like Jack's gonna go for the scuttle or go for a level 2 gank.
Bot side rift scuttler.
He's gonna get
Looks
bot side
like Kane's
scuttle.
gonna get top side rift scuttler. Decently standard. And Sandra's gonna push that in. Kane is.
Some pokes going up
Kane
by
might be able to look
Aatrox.
for a level 2 gank here. Aatrox is kind of low and pushed up, but he is gonna go up there.
No vision going up.
He's gonna use his W and all of his Qs. He's got nothing.
Aatrox is gonna go
Wow,
down. First blood is going to be Kane.
That was a questionable decision by that Aatrox. He's pushed up and low, and he knows Kane's starting top side because of the lack of a leash bot side, and he just pushes up, uses all of his abilities. It's just easy kill.
No vision coming out. Not even by. Should have a
I guess
ward.
no one expects the level 2 cheese. That's gonna be really good for Kane because he's gonna have that early charge on his transformation. Might be able to get it super early if he's skirmishes a lot. The fiddlestick support. That is something I haven't seen in a while.
I've seen in the past few patches.
Ooh, Rakan's gonna try for an engage there, and this is pretty wide. It wasn't all that close. I'll give it to him for trying. It looks like Penn State's going for a hard engage CC comp here. They got the Fiddle Fear, the Lysandra ult. They have a very nice team fight, I think. Aatrox is huge in team fights, and Lysandra can just lock one person down forever.
Jax does look like he's going for mid gank, but they do know he's there from the vision from that team.
Yep, and Cass is gonna very smartly play back, and they will see him leaving. So
The spot him.
I think she'll be able to relatively safely push this wave in, which is exactly what she wants. Lysandra isn't the best person you want to have CSing under turret. Like, she does have a lot of wave clear, but early game it can be pretty rough.
I think she has really good wave clear to clear on the turret. She can get at the backline really easy.
Well, the thing about a lot of your CSing has to do with your Q, and the fact that your Q has such an AoE, you can, if you try to confirm a caster minion or a melee minion with your Q, because you know a turret shot's gonna get it, it'll make the rest of them super low, so they'll get one shot by the turret. But outside of the turret, you can see she just makes quick work of the wave. That's one of Lysandra's strong points right there, is you can clear a wave even early game with 3 abilities.
It does look like another scuttle's gonna come out to Kane. Top lane is looking pretty even. Warren is running out of mana very fast. Bot lane.
That doesn't look very even to me. Bring up that scoreboard again.
136.
1 assist on the Ord and 15 CS down at what, 6 minutes? Aatrox having
Oh, Fightness coming out mid lane. Jax is gonna
we're
get.
getting a kill onto Jax, maybe? Flash over the wall, follow flash. One more auto. He'll jump onto the plant. Blast cone away to safety.
He does get away.
Well played escape by Jax right there, but
Bot lane does look like he's having A free kill. Let's go back
let's
15
see
seconds.
that.
Let's go see what happens.
That's good to see after last game whenever bot lane looked like they were suffering without the jungler.
Zaya is going in.
We're going aggressively on the Fiddlesticks. Commit the Ignite and Sever Waste Heal there as well. Very good.
Trying our best.
Very good to recognize that Fiddle has no defensive tools anymore once he's and
Yeah, he does not have the fear, which is his strongest point in that lane. Also gives him the aftershock, which does give him a little bit armor and his ADC a little bit more damage. Kane is going for a steal. He is looking for a top lane gank. He goes in, or an ulti comes out, or an is Does not look like much is happening. W does get thrown out.
looks like they just wanted to make him sweat a little bit. They noticed he wasn't 6 and they knew he would be soon. Wanted to see if maybe they could get him to fight the Ornn, but he smartly recognizes the bait and backs off.
Lane should be careful now since Lissandra did hit 6. She can roam at any time.
Oh, for sure. Gas gonna walk aggressively, force the E out, which is pretty hefty cooldown early game.
I also did notice she did not get stopwatch early game, which does not help her at all. Does not help get the early kill or dive that she could really help on bot lane or top lane.
Well, generally on Lissandra, you wanna go with the aftershock, and then if you wanted to get that stopwatch rune, you'd have to sacrifice Mana Flow Band and the one that gives you 10% cooldown reduction.
I think
it's not really, in the long run, it's not really worth it because you end up building that Zhonya's anyway.
Yeah,
really
but
early.
It could really help with the Zhonya's cost, reducing around 600 gold.
Oh, for sure.
And it would really help helping one of the lanes too, as if they could be pushed up here. Lissandra could come for a gank, or even come from behind, come in the gank ult, either Rakan or Zaya, tanking turret, and then Zhonya's getting full damage off.
I mean, for sure, you're definitely not wrong there. Ooh, we might get some action here. Going aggressively onto the enemy bot lane. Rakan isn't level 6 though, so they're a little limited in their resources there. Must have missed some XP somewhere. They do have full control over this bot side river, which is pretty big, seeing as the dragon's up right now.
Rakan does ulti. Does not get the ulti. Fear does go out by Fiddlesticks.
Fiddle without his flash, he's gotta be real careful here. He's going up for the E.
Kane is ganking. They do know he's there.
And he's gonna walk up anyway. He's gotta be careful here. He's gonna end up dying again.
Jackson's nowhere to be seen.
Rakan is bad enough
Now
as
hit
it is.
6.
You definitely don't want it fed. Jax walks over control ward. He doesn't see it, so they know he's there.
Ooh, red
walk up, look for the
does look
Raptors.
like they're gonna get a free blue Drake, which will
they know
help
where
them
Jax is, they
lane
can just-
control.
Jax will trade Raptors for Dragon.
Dragon will go down.
Okay, I mean, Raptors do give more gold than Dragon. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you can see how it's worth it.
But I guess spot lane was really Fiddlesticks has not backed in a while, so they would not have that extra damage or vision.
Oh, for sure. I don't think they would have been able to do much in that fight if they would have taken it, so. Jax opts to counter jungle Kane a little bit. He's on the Krugs as well, so. I was real sad when I went up there and my jungle was gone.
Might help him get a little bit ahead now.
He's gonna see Kane coming with Predator, and Kane's gonna show up and be like, "Where are my Krugs?" Ooh, Jax is gonna convert that into a gank on top.
Doesn't look like anything's gonna happen.
Looks like he didn't really want that.
Now Predator Kane, it is very interesting. What made you choose Predator over something stronger like Dark Harvest? Even Electrocute would have probably been a little bit better.
It helps with the lack of like gap closer you really have on Kane, and all of your, if you can get close, you can do so much more damage than if you had electrocute or something else. Or
Oh,
dark
teleport
armor.
is going
Ooh,
in
teleport
bot lane.
into the
Orin.
bot lane.
Rakan does go in ulti. Orin ulti does come out. Fiddlesticks
Go a
does
little
get the
early, he's
ulti
gonna miss
off.
the fiddle with the ult.
A lot of damage is coming off.
Zaya's
Zaya is
taking
getting
down,
ulted.
gonna get the ult onto
A lot of-
Zaya, and wow, they're falling down. That went very
Heal
wrong.
does come out. Cassiopeia is
Cassiopeia's
coming
gonna come
out.
try to help, and Jax is right on her tail. He's gonna flash in with the stun.
No.
Try to kite away. Ornn will go down on the side there. Jax gotta be careful here. It's Cassiopeia.
Jax
Will
does go
as a
down.
trade kill, but that's a
2-for-1.
3-for-1 Penn State.
And Aatrox is getting a little damage off. Kane actually rotating up top lane.
That went horribly wrong for SRU. I mean, it was a good teleport by Ornn on that back ward, but I think Rakan went in a way too early there. He should have waited for Ornn to get closer.
Or at least his ulti off first so he could actually get his abilities landed.
If Ornn would have hit that ult onto Fiddlesticks to interrupt the ult channel, that would have gone a lot better for them, I think. But Lissandra comes down with her teleport, and she just has that CC onto Zaya, and there's not much you can do about it. Kills are still even though. Looks like SRU has a little bit of a gold lead, barely, but it's there. It's cooling down a little bit, not much happening. Just standard wave clearing procedure.
Something may be going on.
Little
Jax is
support
going
word
up.
scuffle that might turn a little bit more if they're not careful. Jax is sitting around.
He does go
He's
out.
gonna go for aggressively, and we'll get a good bit of damage off of that Fiddlesticks.
Ooh, Lissandra is coming in. Misses the E.
Looks like she just wanted to come over the wall away from the cast. Walks the reward so they know where she is.
Does not see the ward right here as a barely missed. Does notice the pink ward though. Decides not to get it. Oh, some happened top lane. Aatrox does
Damage
get
onto
his
the
W off.
Aatrox.
Q does come out. Second Q does come out.
We'll follow
Q
up.
does come out. Aatrox uses ulti. Ornn ulti comes out. Both
Looks like he was
ultis
trying
down.
to get some damage onto Kane there, but they forgot that Kane can just hit R. Are they gonna go for the dive here? Kane's gotta watch it. He's gonna flash
Kane
it.
died.
Barely misses the kill into the Aatrox.
Looks like a
Jackson comes in to save the day, and
2-for-1.
they will lose that 2-1.
Really unfortunate letting Jax get ahead. He will be a little bit stronger now, as he is almost even in money lead with Kane. Is their jungler? Aatrox is losing another death, though 400 gold down pretty much.
The gold is pretty much dead even right now. Looks like Penn State will be going for the Rift Herald here. They doesn't look like SRU's that bothered about it. They are pinging it, so they know what's going on, but doesn't look like they're interested. And bot lane will pick up the first turret as well.
Another
It's
first
not
turret.
looking good, is it? It's almost like last game. They get a bit of a lead starting off, and then they
Turret away.
lose it to some forced
Cassiopeia is
plays, and
scary.
Cass looking for
Cassiopeia does
she gets
steal
the
Rift.
Herald. Wow, that was big
Jax
misplay by Jax. Not to
might be
smite
going
that, and
down.
he looks like he'll go down. Poison will shut him down, and that's shutdown gold for the Cassiopeia. Did he have smite?
Let's check.
Cass just like, thank you for leash, buddy.
He did have smite.
Huh.
No, he
That
did not have
was-
smite at the time.
Wow. Definitely a misplay by Jax there. Maybe showing some nerves, or I don't know what's going on. King coming in. Looks like they're going to go for the mid turret with the Rift Herald they just got. Just smart play. Use it while everyone's recalled. They will send up Lissandra to help defend the second one. Looks like they will go for it though. I don't know if they'll go for the full turret or just try to get the Rift Herald charge. Well, they are going to commit people to this task of the
Con
turret.
does get a W off, retreats immediately.
Rift Herald's still up. They gotta get that crit point. Yep, there you go. They will just back off after that. Good idea. They bring the turret score to even, and this gold is just couldn't be more even.
1-1. Red
started
does
the
getting another.
Water Drake, and they're gonna burn through it real fast.
That's gonna
Penn
be their
State.
second Water Drake, so
Oh.
he's gonna get kid out. Oh,
The
she does
entire
get
team of
almost
SRU
get out.
flashes over the wall, but they forgot that she had her flash as well, and they couldn't lock her down. She escapes.
Barely.
Man, that was they just all went after her.
How many
That was-
flashes was burned off that?
I think just 2. Rakan went over with his Q, but wow. They committed real hard onto that. They just couldn't lock her down enough that she couldn't flash. And
Ornn flashed.
Oh, Kane comes over the wall with E. Rakan flash over.
Rakan does flashed.
And they almost get her. She gets the heal. The spell shield will block the last little bit of damage she needs, and then she'll walk
She's
right out of
out.
there with her flash over the wall.
Wow.
Very, very well played by Sivir there.
Yeah,
It was a good pick opportunity, but they just couldn't lock her down enough to kill her, which is unfortunate. But they do pick up the Water Drake, so
That is
that's
double Water Drake.
2 Water Drakes onto SRU, which is gonna give them some good opportunities for drawn-out team fights.
Sandra teleport is down for another 17 seconds. Vision is going out for the blue team.
Truck's
Entire
getting some time on this top turret. What's it looking like? What's the health at on that?
half.
About
It was a
half.
little bit
Mid
below
turret's
half.
probably about the same way right now, I think. I think Penn State's got to start grouping up with this lead that they have, or did have. 'Cause it looks like they've been having some good
Ooh, Rakanda's going out.
fighting. They're gonna go on to
That'd be a kill.
Fiddlestick here.
Lissandra Aatrox teleport actually
Aatrox
coming
is
out.
teleporting.
E-
Jax comes in with the double stun, very good, and Ornn is coming in with the teleport as well. Zaya's gonna ult the wrong direction. She might have been able to get
Oh,
Fiddlesticks there.
she actually
bouncer will
died from
target
the
her
bouncer
again.
kill.
And chase Rakan down.
Rakan does get down by
another kill.
Aatrox. That is 2 kills. Top turret
That's
will
a good
probably
collapse,
be going
but they might
down.
lose a turret off of it.
Lissandra does have
Lissandra has
TP.
available.
Fallen seems like it's going to be pushed out. Top turret is going to be taken down by Kane and Ornn, getting that extra little go from them, giving them a little bit more of a lead.
Blue team's turret
That's a big misplay right there. They could have actually committed all 4 of the members that were already bot lane to push down that second tier turret while SRU was taking down the top turret, but instead they opted to just leave in CS. They will get a mid turret though, which is definitely better. It'll bring that trade to normal, and they might look for something onto the bot laners here. They'll get the knock up onto Fiddlesticks. Double man ult off of Ornn, and that looks like it'll be it. Ult in the Sivir, and she has no summoners anymore. She's a goner. It was very good collapse by SRU to punish them staying so long for that turret. Looks like they'll try to get the second tier turret that they brought low with the Rift Herald earlier. Good turnaround by SRU, and
Does look like full push mid is going out.
something I've seen so far this game is that every time SRU gets some kills, they try as hard as they can to get an objective out of it. Like every single time, as soon as they get kills, as long as they can't get any more, because KDA players, they look for what can we get now? What objective can we go for? Like right there, they get the kills mid lane, and then they all just group up mid lane, take out that turret. And that's something that Penn State has been really lacking on. Their turrets that they do have been, I know the bot lane turret they got just chipping it down off of their lead bot lane, and They just haven't been really getting much off of the kills they've been getting. And that kill conversion is really important if you want to be successful at all, because that's where the real gold is. Yes, are you getting some vision control over Baron here?
PSU does not look like they have much vision anywhere. They have Grump. They do have Baron warded just a little bit by a blue ward.
If SRU decides to go over to this Baron, then Penn State's gonna have a real rough time getting in there for some vision. They will know if they decide to start it up though, because of that little ward. But I gotta find it. Will they find it? Will they find the little ward? No, they walk away. That up, they will control ward it. All right. They don't even need that ward. They're just gonna leave it there. Who needs that 10 gold anyway? Orange gonna recall and go down bot lane to answer the wave. Lysander pushed up. They will finally slaughter the poor innocent 1 health permanent ward.
Now, Infernal Drake is the next Drake going to be out.
I think that'll be a really good one for both teams to have, and hopefully we'll see a fight over it. Or maybe beforehand. So I guess SRU's posturing to try to catch anyone trying to face check Baron for vision, which is a good plan, but Penn State seems to be keeping well away. Do some counter jungling. They might look for something onto the Aatrox. No, they will back off. They do spot the Jax. Penn State's hanging around. Look, you missed it. You rewind.
Yeah, sorry. That was my bad.
Alright, let's see. This looks like Penn State is going to start looking to achieve some manner of control up in this,
is pushing up a
Baron
little
area.
bit far. Vision
It looks like
is
he's going to
here.
walk up aggressively. They see him there, and they're
The
going to commit
flash
super
art
hard on
by
that fiddlestick.
Rakan
That's
gets
just it.
2.
That's the Rakan right there. It's just, you walk up too far alone and you're just going to die. The flash knock-up, it does get spell shielded though. Rakan follows it up with another knock-up, and that's going to be the Sivir flash again, almost on cooldown. Down
Sivir
again.
gets away
They
a
might turn that
second
around
time.
on the Baron.
Might be a Baron play. They do know Ornn is bot lane, one of the strongest engagers. 3v4.
Sandra does have teleport, but so does Ornn, so he'll be able to follow it up. They're going to clear vision at least. For all Penn State knows, they might be on the Baron right now. They have no vision. They're gonna look for a Baron bait here. They're gonna go for the dragon though. They will see this because they're not clearing that ward. They might just start up the Baron, turn on fucking ward. Yep, they're going for it. Bad misplay by Penn State. They have to know that they're on Baron here.
They might be just looking for a trade just to try to get something out of it. Not looking for a mega loss here like they did
Like
last
the
time.
Fiddlesticks respawn. They could have come and defended that so easily if they wouldn't have gone for that. What was it? Water Drake? Water Drake for Baron. That's a new one.
Well, I mean, like last time, what cost them the game was Baron, so they might have not want to make the same mistake again.
I guess, but you can't just give up a Baron for free at 23 minutes. Especially against SRU, who've been really objective focused and knocking those down every time they have a chance. That'll put the gold decisively in SRU's favor at looks like a 3.5k gold lead here. They will, looks like they're gonna group around a bot. And Ornn top with the split, because he didn't, if you notice, he didn't even have to commit a teleport there because they just completely left the Baron to be taken by SRU.
Both teleports are still up.
What'd you say?
Both teleports are still up by both teams.
Yep. They actually have 2 on the side of Penn State. They should try to make use of that, have some split pushers going. They just have to be real careful of SRU's dive potential right here. Rakan, is his ult up? I think it is. It's a little blurry. Got Jack sitting in the bush there looking for something. He will get pushed away off the Rakan. They're just looking to wave clear here. Looks like they want to protect their big boy siege minion. Get some damage on the turret from long range. Ooh, the bouncer will take it out though. That's the thing, Penn State does have some good wave clear, but aside from the Fiddle E, they don't have much long range damage to take care of these siege minions. And
I mean, they do have Silver's W if they have more minions up, and Q.
that's true. I think the ricochets run out before I can get there. Kane gets a knock up, just looking for some pressure though, and here we go. The siege minion just popping away at it, and yep, they're just gonna play the long game here. They know they can just sit here and wait for this siege minion to take the turret down.
Mid lane is getting pushed up. Top lane does look like they're fighting a little skirmishes. Ornn being full HP, Ajax getting down to half HP. Going back to bot lane, Predator does come out, but Kane does get a double knock up.
Ooh, they don't decide to go in on it.
Zaya does get some damage out on Fiddlesticks and the Sandra. Fiddlesticks E does come out and 3 people. Does get a little damage off.
Siege minion that is still taken down, and they will go onto the Fiddlesticks, who comes up way too far. And then they'll engage afterwards.
Silver does go down by Kane. Oh, Zaya! The Sandra does go in.
But look at Zaya, she's just...
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
She just left, and they'll just leave the little Sandra alone to go get some turrets. That was really questionable. They just lost a member, and then they decide to commit an all-in.
Now, Ajax did have
Cassiopeia,
teleport,
but they left Zaya free reign to throw out as much damage as she wanted, and they're gonna get an inhib off of this. Maybe 2.
Yeah, mid lane was pushed up, like I said earlier.
They didn't clear this wave at all. It's huge. It's just some really bad macro by Penn State here, and SRU's doing a good job capitalizing. Looks like they probably will get forced off this inhib, but it is below half HP. It's, what, 3 turrets and an inhib off of that Baron. Very, very good by SRU with that restraint bot lane and just sitting there playing the long game, waiting for one of them to step up too far while they waited for that siege minion to do its business. It's one of the many strengths of Baron right there.
Another dragon is coming up at 1:30. It is going to be a Mount Drake.
SRU looked like they're having a little bit of trouble in the early game, but now for sure they are solidly in the lead. Look at that turret score, 2 to 8.
Definitely have a better late game than an early game. Silver does have excellent wave clear. Mount Drake coming up in 1 more minute. Top wave does need pushed out just a little bit, probably going to be ignored.
Look at that vision control in Penn State's jungle. Look at all the red. Like they almost have the entire jungle just lit up like a light bulb.
Missing a few spots, maybe here.
Yeah, look at that bot side though. It's just Penn State has no vision. They just have to hide in their base. You never know whenever SRU might just be sitting in a bush.
They do have some.
Kane looks like he's
getting spotted.
Kane's gonna go up top to bring in the top wave so that they can rotate onto that turret after they take this inhib, which looks like is their plan.
Dragon is coming up.
Rotate to grab this dragon now. And Kane's gonna look how fast he's going. That's Dead Man's Plate Predator right there. He's just flying. It's like, oh, you want to do an objective and I'm across the map? Let me just run there.
One does get spotted.
You give Fiddlestick something to worry about as he runs at him.
Predator does become ineffective.
They will just shred down this Mountain Drake, and that's going to help him take down the base ever so faster. Ever so... That wasn't proper English, but I don't know what it would be.
I feel like this game would have been a little bit easier if Lissandra rotated a little bit more. Or Alti does come out on the Fiddlesticks.
coming in
Kane
with
does
a...
come in. Lissandra does
onto
get
the-
caught out, does use
Rocker
Zonia's.
running away, and
Alti is
they're just gonna
straight
fight a
away.
war on two fronts here, and they're gonna get the Lissandra and the Aatrox passive procs, and Kane's gonna follow
Silver
him down.
does flash away, getting caught out. Aatrox does get a caught
They
out
will
with
finish
no
up the
ulti.
Aatrox.
Jax
is up.
coming up. Inhibitor does go down. This is looking pretty grim for PSU as they're getting dominated really easily. Aatrox is 0-3-2.
Gonna wait for the minion waves here. Looks like they'll bring in that super minion from bot lane. This could be it. There's not really much Sivir can do against this. Will
Does go a
burn
little
spell
bit.
shield. They gotta
Kane
do
does
something.
Flash in.
Kane just flashes on top of them. Looks like for some zoning, they get the knock up on the Sivir, and that's
And
it.
that does it. That does
That's
it
the
like
match.
That is the match. Looks like SRU does win 2-1. First game not shown as was default 1
As expected,
by
of
disconnect.
course. And that match will actually be 2-1 because there's a little problem they had with the first match. We did lose the replay, but I had some serious internet issues in the first game where I was pretty much useless the entire game. It was essentially a 4v5, and we
Yeah.
were actually crushing them until the point where I needed to be able to do something, and I wasn't able to because I was at 500 ping the whole game, and then they took advantage of that. Well, didn't really take advantage of that. They just won,
Yeah.
which is
Now
unfortunate.
on
But
game 2, there was kind of some questionable plays on Warwick. Jungle path, definitely some questionable plays going from mid, as mid kind of just sat there free farming all game, not really doing much. Gragas did make some life decisions, unknowingly what to do going mid or top. There was a lot of miscommunication probably on some scuttle fights that happened when LeBlanc could have roamed. Even Syndra could have roamed. The macro play was pretty bad when LeBlanc got the inhib turret. That was pretty messy.
oh yeah, that was our only problem there in the second game. It was a syndrome of like we knew someone had to go down there and stop her, but we didn't set someone to be the person to go do it, so no one ended up being the one to recall. And then once we figured out like, hey, when she shows up, you're the one that's going down, started to put a stopper on it. But
You
that
probably
was
should.
pretty much, aside from the little block just always down there on the objectives, that was pretty much the only thing we really lost the whole game was the bot lane. Is like they just lost that to, they got that because of split pushing and some little miscommunication and not sending anyone down to stop her, and
Mhm.
everything else just kind of.
Now, I did notice in game 2, you guys didn't really have any good wave clear except Syndra. Even then, Syndra's not that good of a wave clear.
Okay.
So she did push really well. Or you guys had no way to stop their pushes. You guys think you could have done any better on your picks?
Their pushes in general, we were winning some, losing some in that second game. The biggest loss was that LeBlanc on the bot lane. I think most of the things that were happening aside from that, with some skirmishes that were lost, like that one where Gragas and Irelia came in and killed our bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that was due to the gold lead that they had gotten from all those turrets they got bot lane, because they did have a gold lead on us for most of the game because of those. But almost every team fight, if it was on level ground, two teams facing off against each other, we came out decisively
On top, yes.
which is definitely one of our strengths.
Definitely more of a mid-late game.
Oh, for sure. I don't think we've lost a 5v5 team fight the entire CSL season, although we only have played 2 matches, but
Hey, 2 matches, 100% win rate.
Oh yeah, we're 2-0 right now. We've only played our week 2 and week 3 matches because our week 1 match we had to reschedule it, and we're still trying to find a time that fits for both our teams. But from the scouting I've done, it should be another easy clap, as they say.
Nice. All right.
This game, judging from our scouting, we came in expecting to be able to win pretty, maybe not easily, but without too much difficulty. Which there were some mistakes made, generally from maybe some lapses in judgment of positioning, and sometimes I went too far in some ganks, and I tried to force things when I shouldn't have. Hence the one time where we dove the Aatrox and we did manage to kill him, but Jax got a double kill. And bot lane, when I tried to ult the Lux and I missed, even though I should have just backed off because I knew Gragas could have been coming. Those are my personal mistakes, and I tend to do that a lot. Try not to do that, but overall we just have better macro, better mechanics. We just were a little bit better than them on pretty much every level. We just had to get around to showing it in the games.
Had to get past the early game.
Yep.
All right, I think that'll end it there. That's good.
All right, I cast with you.
All right, yeah, it was nice casting. Very good games.
All of our 7 people viewing had a great time.
I had a great time. First time.
That was pretty cool.
First time casting League. Could have done a lot better. Did not know a lot of the controls. Could have done a lot better. Could have removed a lot of screen. I do have to fix alt tabbing issues, which I'll do. I'll try to do that on my own time. But that's gonna be all for today.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
And then don't forget to check out the Instagram. And then
hey, Brendan's watching.
And the Twitter. Twitter are in the Instagram and Twitter in the link, so that'd be it. Do you know when the next game or stream's going to be?
That's currently up in the air. Our next scheduled match is next week at 3, but more than likely that'll have to be rescheduled because I have marching band and we don't have a sub at this point that can go in for me, so that's a lot of the reason we've had to reschedule games is because of my marching band. It's always in the way, which is unfortunate. But it'll probably be next weekend. We generally can get a reschedule on the Sunday after or the evening of the Saturday. So.
Okay. Hey, I wish you guys good luck the next game. Hopefully I can cast it too.
Thank you.